Yo, what's up, guys? Dean Terrell here at Terrell Game Vlogs. Here to bring you Sket Dance episode 68 review. Skip Dance, you can't do that. I actually did really enjoy the hell out of this episode. This is the Onisan Suzu Shusan romantic episode. Surprisingly, it's the entire episode. I don't know why I thought it. I figured it would be like longer. Apparently, it's the entire episode. The whole concept is that they've kind of just I was surprised how quickly that she admitted it. Well, it feels quickly because of how rarely we see her. But Onisan has straight out admitted that she is in love with Chusan or Chuma Sensei, and Suzu is all for it. Like, I thought there would be a lot of hilarious comedy with her and Suzu starting to get along, but the difference is not even that's not the problem right now. The problem is that she doesn't know if Chusan likes her like that or loves her, because Suzu is all for One-san. And it's a lot of cute moments here. Because it's just a lot of cute moments with like One-san and Suzu, and like even some shit at the end with Chusan. It was ridiculous. And I don't know. This is one of those other pairings I liked because I don't know, One-san. I've also noticed One-san has like no haters. I've actually looked. Most people love One-san. I haven't run across any Sket Dance fan so far that doesn't like One-san. Not totally sure why. Not because honestly, even I don't. I have nothing against her. She's actually one of my favorites. But it's weird because she has such a gimmick. She has a gimmick that makes her seem a lot more annoying than what she actually is. Like the fact that her whole gimmick is that she can't. She kind of sucks in like social. She sucks at being a teacher half the time. Like she can't. She had her main gimmick is that she mispronounces things. So I thought it was crazy that. Also, when we also find out her age and Chu's Sensei's age, which I thought was ridiculous, we find out that she's 27. One-san's 27. Really? Because I get like 23 from her. And One-san's 20. Like that blew my mind. I was like, One-san's 27. And Chusan is 33. Which I can kind of see, even though my mind probably would have said he's in like his 40s. So both of their ages shocked the shit out of me. But the whole thing about the episode is that they come to the Sket Dan for help, so now everyone knows that One-san is in love with Chusan, and this cute shit with Suzu, which ensues. And we actually get to see a hint of of the relationship between the father and daughter is. For the most part, they don't act alike until it comes into medicine or chemistry or science, because apparently the way she has devised a way to get them to fall in love, or to get Chusan to like admit his love to One-san, is she's going to drug him. Now I think Suzu's like what, 8? 8? Maybe she's not that old. 8? I know she's not. I know she's not. But I know she's not older than 10. But I don't know if she's like 8 or not. But she has created a love potion. It's actually a very complicated love potion. What it is, I believe, is A, it's like the solid cube that you have to swallow whole. B is like this powder you have to dip in like hot shit. Like you have to have it in warm water when you drink it. And there's a 10-second interval between each piece. And the third thing is like a drop of liquid that you pour into like a cold drink. So it's literally a solid, hot drink, cold drink. And then the person will act like they're being struck by lightning, and then you grab their hand and you go, and then you say your name, and then they'll fall in love with you. Which is a very overly complicated love potion. Which brings up the question, how the fuck are you going to get Chusan to like drink this? And we finally get to see concentration mode again, which I don't know how long it's been. I remember the last time we've seen concentration mode, but the fact that we see it is cool. Which is the weird thing about Sket Dance. You don't really see the characters' like main traits pop up as much as you would expect them to. Because it's been a minute since we've seen concentration mode. We're getting a lot more switch corners, but we haven't seen this. Have we even seen what's the name of that fucking new hockey stick that Himiko have? Like it's like Foon Poon, or I can't remember. It's like something Poon. It means like sweet breeze or some shit. But anyways, he puts on concentration mode to come up with a plan. The plan is simply they go to a restaurant, they make Chusan eat fish, a bone gets caught in his throat. Suzu lies and will tell him, you know, in order for the bone, in order to get the way to get the bone out is just to swallow rice whole, which is where they're gonna put the solid, drug A, and then that's down, and then he'll be like, oh, now to wash down the rice, you have to, why don't you drink some of this hot soup, and they'll make it intentionally spicy, and that's how you get B, because B is in the soup, and then you get C by having him wash down the spicy ass soup with cold soda, which is where C will be. And if everything works right, then Chun-san will be in love with One-san. Which ironically almost goes exactly as planned. The hilarity ensues is just because of how like caught off guard Chun-san is by the randomness of it all. Like how they're both randomly hungry and they both having to stop at this place that has everything that they need to carry out the plan. Fucking One-san is like fucking with him going, well, it's like, oh, there's a ghost behind you, or there's a specter behind you. Oh, no, I meant to say spectacle. It's like, well, there's no spectacle behind me either, so what the fuck are you talking about? When they start carrying out the plan, he's like, he wants to drink the cola before the soup, and Susan's like, you can't have it now. It's like, what do you mean you can't have it now? I'm trying to wash down the rice. And so he drinks the soup, he's like, oh my god, it's so spicy. And then... And the thing is about the rice is there's an anomaly about the fact that, there's no surefire way of knowing that he's going to get the solid on the first glob of rice. So Onisan eats most of his rice. And it's like, what the fuck? He's like, well, at least you left me something to work with. And then he ends up getting the solid in. And the soda bit came back because it was like when it was time for him to actually drink the soda, he's like, here you go. Wait a minute, you just rejected the soda to me a few minutes ago. What the fuck happened? And he's like, you didn't put any drugs in it. And she's like, no! And it's really not even focused on the Sket Dan. I mean, they're there because they're like watching over the plan and everything, but they're not really actively doing anything. And then he drinks the soda and everything goes according to plan, but then like Onisan has this relapse that correlates to the movie they were watching at the beginning of the episode, and just some Boston says like, do you really like him? Do you really love him? Do you really want to do this? And all this other stuff. And then she apologizes and decided not to go through with it and misses her chance. So everything kind of goes back to normal in terms of Chun-san. And then we get like this very interesting, and I like this scene. It's like literally her explaining her reasoning why she didn't want to just drug him into it, which is the thing that kind of bugged me about the episode for a second, because it was like, it's like Boston, and I like how they rectify a reason why Boston acts a certain way, but because I was bothered by the fact that they were like, the Boston and them kind of went with the whole love potion scheme, as if his actual true feelings don't mean anything. But they rectified that at the end because they kind of like have Boston give a mini speech. But the first thing is like, Onisan gives her reasoning why, which is like, this is something you need to do on your own. I don't want to have any help on this shit. And then Chun-san overhears her because he starts suspecting things because his daughter said something along the lines of, he wants him to get remarried, but he's like, I don't want you to get remarried for a mom. I want you to get remarried because you love her. Which goes into this last section of the episode, which is essentially Onisan like apologizing for the drugging and then like admitting her true feelings to Chun-san himself. And then like Balsa give the mini speeches when Balsa comes in, because he's like, she said she doesn't, she said she didn't need any help. It's like, I may not know what love is, but I understand that her feelings are real. And when I get older, I don't understand it right now, but when I get older, I want to have those feelings too, where I love someone so much that I want to do anything for them. And they show like scenes of Saya and Himiko, which is the continuing war. I think like second season has been more romance heavy than anything. Yeah, actually it has. There's like a few romance episodes in season 1, but most of the romance shit is happening in season 2. And after Boston says that, it kind of continues to like inspire Chun-san to the point where he's actually proposing to Onisan at the end of the episode. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was crazy. I didn't expect that. I was like the Sket Dan, and I was like, like it was ridiculous. And then the even funnier part comes at One-san because One-san rejects him, and it's like, what the fuck? And then her reasoning is that you can't get married to a person that you haven't even officially dated because they've just been hanging out. Like, they've been hanging out a lot with Suzu, but they haven't technically dated yet. So that's where we're going into dating. And then, like, there's this mini scene of, like, of Himiko and Basun talking about marriage. And Himiko kind of going off this random tangent about when she's married and she'll be like a cat lady. And it's like, what the fuck? And that's kind of how the episode ends. And I actually enjoyed the episode for that. I thought it was fun. I mean, I like One-san. For some reason, One-san is one of the few female characters that has no hate behind her. Because some people don't like Momoko. Some people don't like Saya. Some people don't like... I think One-san is like the only universally liked character besides her. It's her and Himiko, I think, are the only other. And I think some people don't like Himiko as much. Because even I will say Himiko has like one of the weakest backstories out of the three characters. But really good episode. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I've already rewatched that shit like twice already. I gotta rewatch it a third time to figure out what I'm gonna use for the thumbnail for this video. And next week's is the random hilarity, and I think this is actually the beginning of the introduction of the student council characters, because the first half is Basun needing to take a shit, and the other half is like Tsubaki asking Basun to help him make a flyer in order to like attract new student council members, because that's what Tsubaki is worrying about, which goes into the Solitude arc. Yay! Plot. Even though it seems kind of early because we're at episode 69. Oh, god damn it. And of course it would have something to do with poop. Some type of dirty-minded joke. Just saw that coming, but oh well. But really, in terms of reviews, that's really all I had to say on fucking text messages. That's really all I had to say for the episode in question. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was fun. And yeah. Tell me who. Oh yeah, just go ahead and put in the comments. Who's your favorite Sket dance female? Because right now, mine's is probably gearing towards. Onisan's like in top 5. It's probably like her, Saya, Himiko. This is not in any order. Saya, Himiko, Onisan. I like Roman enough. Yeah, no. See, I don't know if I like Roman more than Reiko or Momoko or I'm missing one. I just had it in my brain, and or Coma, which Coma hasn't been in enough episodes for me to decide that. But the Roman's kind of like bottom of the barrel just because of her jokes. But mind you, she seems to be funny when she. Oh yeah, I did. I guess mentioning Roman, I actually mentioned the eye catcher real quick. That was her doing the little gag with the love potion. And then, like, she's breaking the fourth wall saying, now that Boston's in love with me, maybe now I'll be in more side stories. Maybe, but at least for this episode, this is the only scene I'm in. And then she turns away and cries. It's like, Roman, we still love you. I mean, honestly, I still like Roman. I know a lot of people don't like Roman, but I like Roman. I mean, hell, she's got more love than Shinzo. When's the last time we had a Shinzo-related episode? But it's me rambling now. But, favorite Sket dance female. I'd probably say top 3 is Himiko, Saya. I'm so close of going. It's between like Momoka. It's between Momoka. I like Onisan, but I don't know if I like her that much. It's between Momoka and Reiko. So that's what it is. Like Momoka, Reiko, Himiko, Saya. Those are my top 3. Where third is tied. So please leave that in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And this has been the vlogs again from your boy Terrell. Let's get this. What's so awesome? And looking forward to shit jokes and beginning of student council arc related material. Yay! Cannon. See you later, guys. Peace.